Hi, it's your girl Jill, aka Jill Vanilli, and I'm here with my babe
Nik, aka Nicoletti Spaghetti.
And this is the Wasted Truth Podcast.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Yes, we're here. We're alive.
Barely.
It's funny actually. I mean, I actually am pretty alive. I did not drink last night, so who is she?
Health. She is the epitome of health.
And I know. The one night a week I didn't drink, and I still just didn't do shit, and I still feel like shit waking up. So
just keep drinking, everyone.
Yeah,
don't stop drinking because you're still gonna feel like shit. Yeah, it's been we took what unexpectedly took two weeks off.
Yeah. We just there was a lot going on. I mean, we had like Cinco de Mayo, Quint's birthday, like all the shit. So
happy birthday, baby daddy. This is coming out literally like a month later, probably. So
yeah, I know, right?
Happy birthday. Love you. Cheers. Ding. But in the time that we've been haven't been here, so much has happened.
The amount of times, so Jill and I have like a shared note. A shared note. That's what I'm looking for. Thank you. Sorry, my brain is not working yet.
It's okay.
A shared note, and every time like some crazy shit goes down at any of the bars that we work at, we'll just like update the note, be like, oh, we got to talk about this guy. Oh, we got to talk about this person.
Yes,
we got to talk about this shit, and it's been hilarious. Just I'll get like. I was pulling up to her bar the other night.
Yep.
I was pulling up to her bar the other night. I'm parking and I get a notification that Jill is editing the note. And I'm going, LOL, this is crazy. I'm walking into her bar as she's editing it. Like some shit just went down. Boy, did it.
This is the craziest story. We'll get to it this episode. But I had the worst guest that I've ever served in my entire...
That's a bold statement.
And I was so... happy that you were there to see that bitch.
Yeah, I did get to witness.
So we'll get into that. It's fucking. That was the most insane thing that's ever happened. But
I mean, we can. Like, I feel like this episode is all just gonna be us, just like
yapping,
just yapping and straight bitching about crazy shit that's been going on.
This is story time.
This is story time with Nik and Jill.
So, so
the name of the episode.
Something cool that we did. Me and my group of friends. We're just going to do one shout out for the bitches.
Okay.
Marissa, Katie, and Cowgirl Killer, Libby. shout out. So all four of us went out to Charlie Nelson's house. And Charlie Nelson is from the Nelson's Greenbrier family. Mm. So that is, if you're not around Nashville, or I mean, maybe some people know about Nelson's Greenbrier whiskey, delicious. But his family created the whiskey. I think his grandfather started it. So anyways, he was having kind of like a cool little like release of some like, I don't know,
like some barrel picks.
Some shit like that. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And so we got into like a fucking, like we went over to the Drift Hotel. We got picked up by a Sprinter van and they drove us out like 45 minutes to his house. And it was like a cool little, like, this man had the most beautiful house. Like his backyard had a fucking creek running through it with exposed mountain.
Beautiful.
Like, yeah, it was awesome.
Scenic.
Yeah. We actually ran into the Pearl Boys. So we ran into Jamie and...
Oh, they were there too?
Yeah, they were there.
So cool.
Whatever their fucking names are. We ran into them. It was just... They had like a food truck there. They had oysters. They had live music.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it was just a random little side quest that we did, and we had so much fun doing it.
Yeah. Well, we'll be recording. You won't see this for until like maybe a week or two.
You know, one thing I've realized is we got to stop saying when the episode's going to come out.
Yeah, you're right.
I think the one that was released recently, it was like, this is our second episode. It was like our fourth.
Yeah.
So we're actually going to interview someone who works
at Nelson's, and we're going to be recording it at it's the showroom, I guess, which is in like Marathon Village, which is in West Nashville. So we'll be recording there shortly.
You know, we're just going on the road.
See it soon.
We're on the road with this thing.
I know.
We're popping up anywhere. So anybody listening, if you want us to come to your bar and record an episode with someone that you think is pretty cool and interesting, let us know.
We've had quite a few DMs being like, hey, you need to record at this bar. Hey, you need to like do this, that, and the other. So like,
that's how our Jason episode came about.
It came to fruition for sure. So very cool.
Yeah. So that was a really cool random thing that we did. We got fucked up.
I met up with them afterwards at Schulman's, and they were all
I was having a great time.
One.
I didn't give a shit. Like
she didn't even remember I was there.
Nope.
The next day I was like responding to her story. I was like, LOL, that's hilarious when I was standing right next to you. And she goes, you were there?
So
I was like, yes, I was.
Things were fuzzy, obviously, the next morning.
It's fine. I know I'm not that memorable. It's whatever.
Bitch, no, lights were out. No one was home. But the girls were trying to get me to leave because I had to work the next morning. And I just remembered just being like, no, I'm having a good time. I'm not leaving. And shockingly enough, I was not hungover the next day.
I'm very impressed with that because, yeah, you were feeling good. And we ripped a couple shots, like just the two of us.
I think
let alone the rest of the day.
Oh, yeah. And I think that one of the other reasons why I stayed is because Jen and I never, shout out to Jen and I never get a moment. We never get a moment to hang out. I was so enticed
in your story, Jill. Sorry.
We just never get a moment to hang out. So I think my drunk brain was like, I have to talk to Jen. I have to hang out with Jen.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was fun. Funny story that happened when we were there. We were all ordering and just they had some like random ladies that were working like the bars that they had popped up and I was like, yeah, can we take like 4 whiskey gingers? And she fucking snapped at me. She goes, we don't have whiskey. And I'm like, what are we here for?
Why are we here?
We have bourbon. And I was like, all right, bitch, today's not the day. This isn't the moment. I'm having a good time with my friends. I don't fucking care. But I did take my $20 bill that I was going to tip her. And I said,
never mind.
I'm going to keep that. Thank you. Like, come on. Like, just give me the goddamn, put the drink in the cup, bitch.
Look at me. I'm the captain now. Give me my whiskey and ginger.
It was a really cool random thing that we did. Yeah, the weather was like overcast. If it was any hotter, I probably would have had a fucking stroke because I hate the hot.
Mm-hmm. And you were like wearing a dress. I was like, Jill, who is she?
Had
like,
a dress on.
So funny.
It was cute. We had fun.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
Then what?
No, it was just that was it. That was the story.
You had such a dramatic pause. Like we had fun until we didn't.
No, we had like, okay. No, we had so much fun. I think we that night ended up going over to Barrel Proof and had a drink and then ended the night at Shulman's like we always do. We just can't get away from that place.
I mean, I don't blame you.
And let's see, what else do I have? Oh, I also went to Broadway again.
Oh yeah. I keep missing all these fun parties. And then I keep meeting up with you guys at the end of the night where I am not on the same level as anybody else. And then I just go, this is pointless. Yeah. No offense.
So this was planned out like a month in advance. I had a friend, my friend Mandy, shout out, love you. She is a dear old friend from where I'm from my hometown. Jesus Christ, words. And she was like, I'm coming into town. Would you be mad at me if we went to Broadway? I'm like, fuck no, I'll go. Cause I don't ever go, like ever go. And I'm like, I can make that a thing. Mm-hmm. So I knew about this a month in advance. I requested off work. I got a babysitter. We were ready to go. And it was
mommy's night out.
It was mommy's day out.
Mama's.
I'm going to kill myself. So it was me, Quint, Pat.
There's a whole ass gang of you guys.
I didn't expect everyone. Like Katie was like debating on whether she was going to come into town. I said, we're actually going to go to Broadway. She's like, I'll be there in 2 hours. So we just got a big group of us that went. It was so much fun. I had a little bit too much fun. Of course, I went to the Morgan Wallen's bar for the first time. I had actually been inside of it.
Yeah.
And it was just funny. We walk in with Quint. Quint's like the fucking mayor of this city. And the guy that was singing knew who he was.
Of course he did.
He's like, hey, everybody. Cool. I got a really special friend in the building. That man right there. And I was just like, that's my man. That's my man. But yeah, no. So I don't know.
Well, then you guys got to hit up the new
the Urban Cowboy Bar.
Urban Cowboy Bar.
Not my finest moment. So we walked over.
She almost didn't get in, which I think is hilarious.
Me.
And then she's
a mother. A mother.
And Jill's like, do you know Alan that works here? I know him. Let me in, bitch.
So I'm not really sure. I probably should have like asked Quint how this all went down. But from what I remember, we were walking. So the arcade is like an old, I don't know. It's like an enclosed alleyway in between 4th and 5th Avenue downtown, which is like north of Broadway. Mm-hmm. Like near, and they're revamping the whole thing, and they're adding a bunch
right
of shit.
Next to Printer's Alley, and they're revamping it. And they're adding a bunch of new bars, and the first one to open up is the new Urban Cowboy.
Yeah.
And I still haven't been. I'm sorry.
It's two stores. It's fucking massive.
Alan, one of our guys in the chair, works over there. He helped open it.
Yeah.
But I still haven't been. I've been meaning to.
Well,
just kind of a bitch to get to, unfortunately.
Well, we were already down there. We're like, oh yeah, let's like.
Might as well, yeah.
I mean, we got to Broadway at like 2. I was home in bed by, I don't know, 11 o'clock. So like, it wasn't a long time.
That's like the best style of day drinking though. Like that's ideal. Like
it is.
You get good, solid hammered, and then you're in bed by 11. You wake up at like maybe like 4 or so, kind of hungover.
Yeah.
You go back to sleep, and then you're bright eyes, bushy tailed by 9 a.m.
You know,
tell me I'm wrong.
No, you're not wrong. But the only issue with that is like it's such a short amount of time, and I feel like I'm like in a competition with nobody, and I just drink. We're just binge drinkers. Like it's just what millennials are, and you know,
true.
It got me.
It got you.
So anyways, we walked down to Mandy. We sent her home in an Uber at like 8:30. So Mandy went back to the house.
Yeah.
And me and the group make it to Urban, and we were walking to the bar, and there was like a little A-frame sign out there. And for some reason I wanted to kick it over. So I did multiple times. And the door guy at Urban saw me do it.
Yeah.
And all of our friends were like,
she's not getting in.
What's going on?
Yeah.
And then apparently I tried to walk past. I was literally the worst. I was the worst bar guest at that bar. Thank God I knew every single person that was working there.
Like Broadway just took over. I like you just developed the Broadway atmosphere and like the mindset.
I turned into
a woo girl. You turned into a woo girl.
I was more of like a karate kid because I was kicking over that sign.
Just hi-ya! Just knocking over shit.
So like I tried to walk in to the bar, but
got
like
a little pushback.
I found like another door that like
you snuck into the bar.
I tried. Oh, there was no sneaking. Everybody was watching me, and I apparently thought it was cute. And the bouncer was like, come on over here, buddy. And he was like, I don't even know what the conversation was. Essentially, he was just kind of like, I don't know if I want to let her in. Like, I saw her kick that sign down like a couple times. Like, we put it back up. But Joey, shout out to Joey. He works with me at my other bar. He also works there, and he came over to the bouncer, and he was like, you can let her in. And I was like, he shouldn't have done that, but it was very nice. And Pat Daddy was working. Shout out to Pat. We just ran into a whole bunch of people. I don't remember. I don't think I hope I didn't drink while I was there.
I'm sure you did.
I was talking to my friend.
I'm sure like somebody poured you a shot.
Yeah, I was talking to Quinn. I was like, why do you let me continually hurt myself? And he was like, you're your own person.
He's not wrong.
He's like, you don't like for me to tell you what to do. And I'm like, sometimes you need to tell a bitch to chill out. So then we were leaving, and we stopped at Schulman's, and that's. Did I saw you?
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Did I see you?
I met up with you guys then. Oh wait, no. Actually, I take that back. I texted you. You never texted me back.
That's when you know I'm drunk. No, that's when you know I'm drunk. Because I want all.
This bitch is always on her fucking phone.
T.
Even sometimes when we're recording, she's on her phone, and I'm like, do you want to pay attention?
I'm looking at it right now, actually. No.
But no, I think I ended up going somewhere else instead. So I didn't meet up with you guys.
Yeah.
Which is probably for the best because I was like looking at all the stories throughout the day and I was like, oh yeah, by the time I get there, they're going to be gone.
Oh my God, there was a guy.
Not gone, but they're like mentally gone.
we were all mentally gone. But there was a guy who was wearing a shirt. On the back of the shirt, it said, the IRS is gay.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Jill,
that
so
shit
tough.
was so fucking hilarious. We all took pictures of it. It was on every single one of our stories.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
God, it was so funny. I'm literally about to buy a shirt that says the IRS is gay and wear it at work.
Wear it here.
We need to make a Wasted Truth IRS is gay collab shirt because fuck the IRS. You know what I'm saying?
Jeez Louise.
I don't know. But that was my like, I don't think I'm ever going to go back to Broadway again. That's a lie.
That's a bold-faced lie, bro.
It's going to be wild.
You had your fill.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It was so much fun. And you know,
it's like a once in a quarter thing.
Yeah. But we actually went not too long ago to get some content, which we need to get that content on the internet.
We do.
Somehow.
We do need to. I need to start going through it. I've been working so goddamn much. I can't even think straight.
So I'm thinking about the two stories that we heard from two separate bartenders at two completely different bars. Very similar story.
Yeah.
The first girl at Broadway Brew House.
Yeah.
We were just like, it was pretty slow in there. And we were like, there was another bar that no one was sitting at. And the girl was like, you can come over here. And we're like, fuck yeah. So we all take over the whole bar. And she was super cool.
Mm-hmm. She immediately took one of our stickers, put it on her water bottle. I was like,
I don't even have one on my water bottle.
That's a down ass bitch. Yeah. Oh yeah. You don't even have it on your water bottle.
I don't have them. I need one.
Fuck? Okay.
You know what I do have? That. I've got this sticker that says sloppy roast beef on it.
Is that your nickname for your pussy?
No, but maybe. No, someone left it at Shulman's and I was like, I got to put that on my water bottle. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I forget that it's on there and I know that people come into the bar and I've got this, I'm always sipping out of I'm always sipping out of the Stanley. And
she's so basic.
And so got to stay hydrated somehow, babe. Anyway, so the one bartender, she told us the story and she also had a video with it.
And we have our reactions to the video. So we'll be posting all that soon. And like, we'll have that story time for sure.
Okay.
Because we have all that recorded as well.
Yeah, we'll save that one for you.
But a little teaser for you. It's fucking bonkers. It's so much, it was crazy.
Yeah. So we've just been kind of like working a shit ton. So as we've been working, we just have this whole list of like Nikki said.
A lot of these are like, these are funny because like nobody knows, like I have my edits and you have yours, and it's like just random phrases that we because like I don't know any of these stories that you're about to, except for maybe one.
Yeah.
And same thing with mine. So
well,
do you want to go first?
The first one that I have written down, I just have Lemonade Girl. And I was thinking about this because I was like,
Lemonade Girl.
I was like, did we fucking talk about this? Because it's we didn't talk about it on the podcast.
It doesn't ring a bell.
I don't know. So I recently I switched my shifts around. So at my bar, you can find me there on Friday nights. I feel like a real bartender again.
Ooh, she's working on the weekend.
Yeah. So, which again, shout out to Robin because that's Quint's mom. Without her, Quint and I wouldn't be able to work together on Friday nights and get this shmoney. You know what I'm saying? So, she actually called Quint the other day because she listened to his episode and I was like, Quint goes, my mom called me about the podcast and I was like, oh God. What?
Not the blowjob story.
What? Oh my God, I forgot about that. Fuck me, dude. I'm sick. I'm a sick person. She literally just called him and she was like, Jill is so funny. And Quint was like, is it? Oh, okay.
That's
it?
That's it?
She was like, it was just such, they're doing so great. Jill's so funny. And I was like, that's all she had to say? Thank God.
She probably just like immediately just deleted that story from her brain or that image from her brain.
Which also, before I get into the Lemonade story, another funny thing that happened is, I don't even remember what episode it was. We were talking about my mom. My mom got brought up. Shout out to Patty. Love you. You're going to get even more annoyed with what I'm about to say. But I guess I had mentioned something about how she used to beat me with hangers or something.
Yeah.
She did. It made me a better person. I was a bad kid. Whatever. It's not a big deal. No trauma here. No, but I completely forgot that I had like mentioned it because it's just something that just like, it doesn't really, it just
rolls off the tongue.
Yeah.
You know? She's always talking about her mom beat her. What? Have you ever hung out with Jill before? That's like her go-to story.
Yeah. And she calls me and I had hit Benjamin Franklin. So I'm just sitting in bed, day off. Wolfie's having a nap. I'm high as a kite. And my mom's calling me and I'm like, do I want to answer this? I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to answer it. I don't want, whatever. I'm going to forget to call her back. She's going to get mad at me. So we answer it and we talk about something, doesn't matter. And then at the very end of the phone call, she goes, I never beat you. And I go, What?
Just out of left field.
Yeah. Because I had completely forgotten that I had even mentioned anything about it. And I go, huh? She was like,
I feel like that happens a lot when people just randomly like text me and they'll be like, oh, you meant this. And I'll be like, what are you talking
what's
about?
The context here?
And like, they're like listening to a past episode and they're like, oh, like this is the bar that you were talking about, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, that's funny.
Yeah. So she just calls me and she's like, yeah, I never beat you. And I go, you did? Yeah, you did.
Oh, she blocked that out too. Okay.
It's a universal
mom thing.
Yeah. It's a universal thing. Yeah. But I was like, yeah, you did. And she was like, no, I fucking didn't. And I was like, okay, Mom, I'm going to go though. And then, so I text my brother and my sister, shout out to Pat and Sunny. And I was like, hey, Mom just called me and said she never beat me. And my sister goes, bruh, I watched Mom. I got to pull it up. And my sister's response, my little sister was like, bruh, I had a first row seat to that. I watched all of that go down.
Oh no.
It was so funny. Hold on, let me pull it up really quick. Really quick. Okay.
I want to hear about Lemonade Girl.
I will.
Get to the point.
No, this is really funny. Oh,
dead air.
Mom just called me and said I never beat you as a kid and I never hit you with hangers. And I said, yes, you did. And my sister goes, bruh, I'm a witness. And my brother goes, hangers, shoes, brooms, really, whatever was in reach.
Oh, wow.
She was Indiana Jones with a belt, and he sent the Indiana Jones fucking.
Oh my God, the whip.
And then this is what got me. This is what killed me. My sister goes, I watched her box Jill to death.
Oh my.
I remember that day. It was my fault. Whatever, it's fine. Anyway, sorry, Mom. I just thought that was really funny.
Oh, she's doubling down on it now too.
Anyways, did I deserve it? Yes. Did it make me a better person? Also, yes. So back to the lemonade girl. So
life lessons with Jill.
Yeah. Friday, I was working a Friday night, and we're busy as shit. This girl comes up with her friend, orders, and the one friend made sure to. She ordered first, and she was like, "We're on 2 separate tabs." I'm like, "Okay, babe, that's cool." She gets her drink, she closes out, and her friend's
no friendship till here.
Yeah, and you'll see how silly it is because her friend just got a lemonade. It's like, oh, you don't want to pay the $2 for your friend's lemonade?
Cheap bitch.
Yeah, it's just weird to me how whatever. I don't know. Not everybody is like us.
No, yeah. You're right.
And the girl she gets a lemonade, and I'm like, do you want to start a tab? And she like looked at me, and she looked at her drink, she looked at her friend, and she looked back at me, and she goes, do I have to pay for this?
Yes.
I'm sorry. Yes. What?
That's such a dumb question.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Like who just assumes that they're just not gonna have to pay for things that the bar has to pay for? Like we buy lemonade.
Huh?
Like,
I've never been somewhere and just been like, oh,
money is exchanged for goods and services.
Just assumed that I didn't have to pay for something
like
that I
soda?
ordered. And like I was so busy that like I was like, yeah. And so I wanted to be like, yeah, when you order something at an establishment, you pay for it.
Yes.
I wait on literally like 5 or 6 different people while she's literally sitting there trying to process that I told her she had to pay for it.
Yeah.
And she like was pulling her card out so slow, and she finally gives it to me. And
like
I'm just
hoping that you'd forget.
I'm like, what the fuck is happening here? I'm sorry, huh?
Yeah.
So don't do that.
And also don't be that friend that won't even buy your friend's soda.
Yeah. Like this whole interaction would have been fine if she wasn't a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Both of them. That's crazy. Don't do that, everyone.
Not wrong. Yeah.
I don't know. She was young. Not saying that like that should like excuse her behavior, but like, you know, the younger generation is starting to like come out to bars and.
Yeah. And so I feel like I've noticed that too. I've recently been picking up like shifts for like events. Like it's like an event bartending company that my friend runs. And I pick up events from every once in a while because it's good money and it's like easy. And I've been working a lot of like
mixers,
but for like sororities.
Yeah,
like
they're called mixers.
Yeah, it's like a whole
thing. I used
to
be a sorority girl. That's why.
Oh my God.
I'll have to find a picture of it, you guys. It's so embarrassing.
That would be hilarious. I'd like to see that.
Yeah.
You're a completely different person now, which I think is
file
great.
that under things I never want to think about.
Yeah, right. But again, I'm dealing with these people that just have never, and like, and I'm forgetting that this is like kind of the COVID generation now. Like when these kids were in high school and turning 21, COVID was the thing. And so like they just didn't have the same kind of social interactions that we had when us as millennials like going out and like partying at different like nightclubs and
but also
clubs
something
shit,
that
like
should
when
be
we're 18.
Yeah,
and even younger with fake IDs.
That's what I was exactly what I was going to say.
Not the case anymore, and like nobody knows how to behave at a bar. None of the young kids do.
But like
I was like I just think back to when I was 21 or 18. I was still working in the service industry, so I guess I've just never had that moment of being a dumb fuck in a bar.
Gotta say, I was the dumb fuck at the bar on my Broadway trip.
On your Broadway trip, yeah, I guess, yeah.
I still
or you're just reverting back to your.
I still tipped well, so but, I mean,
yeah, it's just like it's exhausting sometimes to just like.
It's interesting to see how different the generation is.
Yeah.
It's shocking. I mean, but if you think about when you see like when an older boomer comes in.
That also doesn't know how to behave in a bar.
How different. It's just the millennials. We're number one,
obviously.
Fuck everybody else.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to us.
Shout out millennials.
Shout out to millennials.
For real though, it's like
I don't know. I think all of the trauma and how terrible life has just been to us in general. Like,
yeah.
You know,
we deserve to be alcoholics.
I'm sorry. I can't. I was about to go and spiral. I can't do this.
No.
Anyways, continue your story.
Oh no, that was it.
Oh yeah, just that.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Like it's just funny to watch and witness like just different generations and how they act at bars.
Well, here's another. What's the generation under us? Are they Gen X?
That's Gen Z is under us.
Gen Z.
Yeah. Gen X is above us.
Those
are our parents.
Okay. Well.
And then boomers are our grandparents.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
There's like this group of girls that came in. It was someone's birthday, whatever. They were obviously getting super, super hammered, drunk. They were just like, it doesn't happen often, but it's happened to me like 3 or 4 times in the past month where like, you just don't vibe with someone when they come in. And I'm fucking nice, bro. Yeah. I turn it on, babe.
You do.
I like try to compliment you. Like I try to just like be cool. Mm-hmm. And sometimes people just don't care enough or they're just fucking stupid. I think these bitches were just stupid. Mm. And they were like, this girl ordered a ranch water. First of all, I grab a ranch water out of the thing and I'm just quick, boy. I'm fast as fuck. It's in front of her as she's finishing the word water.
Yeah.
And she looks at me and she was like, I wanted like a tequila soda lime. I'm like, okay.
Then you order that.
I didn't give a fuck at that point. I'm like, whatever. Someone's going to order ranch water in 5 seconds. I'll just give this one to them. I said, okay. Give it to her. And like, I don't know. I think maybe she wanted me to react or apologize or something. I don't know. I just gave it to her and that was it.
Yeah.
So then later in the night, they had been there for a while. And again, busy. Mm-hmm. Don't have time for this. I've got a list of beers. Do you have Heineken? No. Do you have Stella? No.
Do you want to look at that menu in front of you?
And she goes, do you have anything like it? I said, nope. And I handed the menu to her and she was pissed. They were so mad that I didn't want to guide them to read.
Yeah.
I said, I have a menu here. You can order that. You can look here. And that was kind of the end of the interaction. And then I overheard the one girl be like, our friend behind the bar is a fucking bitch. And I was like, it's like, damn. It's like 1:30 in the morning.
She still considers you a friend.
Yeah. And then like, I'm like, Ryan, you gotta handle these girls. I can't. Yeah. And so Ryan they did the same thing to Ryan, but Ryan just literally, shout out to Ryan. One thing that he does is he doesn't really do the banter back and forth. He does, but with these girls, he was like, I got something for you. Hands them a 40 of Miller High Life. The girls are like, this is great. Tell the girl behind the bar, this is great. And I'm standing there and I'm like, it's 1:30 in the morning. These girls are so drunk. I could go up to them and just scare them, or I can just not, because I was going to be like, who the fuck are you talking about? You talking about me?
Yeah.
But
that would have been kind of funny.
I honestly, but I'm also scared that I'm going to get fired if I do something stupid. So like, whatever. So they were like low-key just like talking shit about me and I'm like sitting right there and I'm like, I went up to Garrett and I was
That's
like,
a bold move.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, look at me. This girl weighed maybe 98 pounds soaking wet. I will beat the shit out of you, babe.
That or like you have security guards. You could at any point just be like, hey, this person, I want out right now. And
it just wasn't worth it. It was just in that moment I was like, I don't care enough. And I went up to Garrett and I was like, I'm going to go in the back bar because of these girls right here. And he was like, let's kick him out right now, which shout out to Garrett. Thank you. I appreciate him. I'm like, you know what? It just doesn't fucking matter. Like that's I'm just going to put $1,000 tip on their fucking tip line and then they're going to be upset. Happens. Things I actually don't do.
No, it's hella illegal.
So that shit was crazy. I'm like, damn, I got this 98 pound little girl who looks like Tom Cruise from that one movie where he's wearing just a t-shirt.
Risky Business?
Okay. She literally had a t-shirt on with...
I've never seen it. I just knew that.
I just know... Yeah. Everybody knows that. But she was like, I'm like, do you even have pants on? Like, I'll literally take your underwear and put them up. Like, I will... over your head.
Ooh, a super wedgie. That's the dream.
Like, you can't wish ill will on people. I mean, you can.
Or just give them... I do. Give them a swirly. Give them a super wedgie.
Think about
shove them in a locker.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes.
Thinking about the things that you want to do to people that are just silly, like swirly.
Yeah.
Wedgie.
It's not going to...
Push them down until they scrape their knee.
that was the one the other night. Yeah. Just like schoolhouse rules. like just turned into a 7th grade bully in the 80s.
And you know what? They really fucked with people, and that's what I think I'm gonna have to do, just so you don't go to jail. You know.
There you go.
Because I'll go to jail.
Yeah. Between the two of us, I think you would go to jail first before I would.
It's shocking that I haven't.
Honestly, I agree. Yeah.
Okay, your turn. What's your next story?
One of my stories that cracked me up. I've never had this happen to me. I was at Tiger Bar last week. Ended up just meeting up with a friend. He had to go home early, so I was just by myself. And I ended up making friends with this group of guys at the bar. They were visiting from Miami. They were so fucking cool. Had the best. Miami.
Were you gonna do this one?
Yeah, I was. And they ended up being super cool. I brought them all over to Gramps because they were just visiting and I hadn't been to any of the newer bars. So we popped over there, still drinking, whatever. I ended up getting some of their numbers. And I was like, yo, I'm working at Good Times, this bar in Wedgwood, Houston tomorrow. Come through, because they were leaving the following day to do the whiskey trail, the bourbon trail. Sorry, the bourbon trail.
Oh, yeah, bitch, get it right.
Yeah, the bourbon trail in Kentucky for like the following week. And so I was like, oh, tomorrow's your last night. Like, at least come in, get some food, hang out with me at Good Times, and then go about your night. So they ended up showing up, which was super fucking cool. And like bought them a round of drinks. They got some food. They were hanging out, having a good time. And one of the guys was just on his phone the whole time. And he just like seemed ticked off and angry about something. And finally the guys were like, dude, like put your phone away. I guess his wife was like blowing him up.
I knew he was fighting with a bitch.
He was fighting with his bitch. And she was like just refusing to believe that he was where he was, or that he like wasn't like with some girl.
That's when you just take a selfie.
Yeah, exactly. And like he was like being very honest with everything that he was doing, which I will prove in a moment. I'll get to it. And so finally he's making a joke, and like his friend was like, dude, just like take his phone away. And like the guy just willingly hands me his phone. I was like, I'll put it behind the bar so you can't touch it. Like, enjoy the rest of your night here.
Oh shit.
Blah, blah. So I had the phone behind the bar. It's on silent, so I'm not paying attention. And so I would say
she called 911, didn't she?
Yeah, the police showed up. No, yeah. It wasn't that bad. But so like 20 minutes or so later, I'm hanging out. I'm talking to other guests. Like they're chilling. They're having a good time. And our bar phone rings.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
No. Wait.
This bitch calls the bar.
Oh.
And so I answer. And she goes, hi, this is going to be like a really weird question, but is there like a 6'2" black guy with dreads there?
Dead.
He's with a couple other like tall, black, like lighter skinned black guys.
Blah, I would do this. Yeah, I'm a psycho.
But like that, it's like an unspoken, or it's like a rule. If like somebody calls the bar and asks like, hey, is so-and-so working tonight?
You shouldn't tell. Yeah, you're not going to tell them.
Tell.
Yeah, absolutely.
I never tell anybody who's working, who's like, yeah. It could be some creepier stalker. It could be a crazy ex. Like, we don't know.
Or your wife.
We're never gonna, or your wife that's in Miami that doesn't believe you are where you are. And so I did the same thing to her. I was like, I'm sorry, I can't release any information about like the guests in the bar, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, I totally understand. But if he is there, would you just let him know that his wife is telling him to pick up his phone?
I'm dead.
I was cackling. That was the funniest thing.
She was crashing out, babe.
Yeah, she was. She was clearly fucking losing her mind. So I hang up. I immediately turn to them and I'm like,
I'm dead.
Hey, that was your girl. And they thought I was joking. And I was like, I'm really not. Like, I'm laughing while I'm saying it. And I'm like mortified, but I'm like, that was your girl. She wants you to call her back. Like, blah, blah, blah. And
That's so funny.
He was like, you're kidding, right? I was like, no. And so he gets the phone back from me. It's vibrating as I pick it up. Like, this bitch has not stopped calling since he put his phone away.
Goodness.
Yeah, give it back to him. He goes
what time?
outside.
Do you remember what time it was?
This was, I mean, like I would say not even like 9:00 p.m. Like it was pretty early in the night, and it was a Sunday. You know, it was like chill.
Damn.
And they had like one shot, one drink, and some food. They were just chilling.
May that love never find any of us.
Facts. But yeah, that just cracked me up. I've never had somebody call the bar like asking if their significant other was there or if they were with someone or anything.
Hey,
like that.
if you guys have ever done that, you should give us a call at 347-927-8333. Which, by the way, text, call, whatever.
Yeah.
Send us a DM.
We're going to have another episode soon where it's just going to be like a bunch of bar stories from call-in guests and do like a whole episode just on that. Because I think that'd be so much fucking fun.
Yeah. No,
because we're getting quite a few. So I'm pumped about it.
We're collecting them.
Keep them coming, baby.
Also, dialing back to Cinco de Mayo. Cinco de Mayo's happened since the last time we've recorded.
That's why I'm still like, I think I'm just still sore from that.
Yeah, we came in to come see Nick, and so do you want to tell them what's going on with Pearl and the secret bodega? And
I mean, they haven't announced it yet, but like
this isn't coming out forever.
Yeah. Well, regardless, we had a Cinco de Mayo party here, a bunch of like cool drink specials, whatnot, and then Secret Bodega, which is like a pop-up restaurant that like goes around and does different like bar pop-ups and stuff. They took over the kitchen for the night, and it was like a Taco Bell themed.
And it was fucking delicious.
Yeah, Taco Bell themed pop-up food menu, and it was fucking bomb.
Mexican
it was really
pizzas,
good.
Quesadillas.
Yeah, it was really good.
Fucking Fiesta potato Fiesta potatoes.
It was good.
Yeah, no, it was absolutely delicious.
And so it was a lot of fun. It was really packed. It was very busy, and we were pretty
Nikki was
short-staffed.
she was getting her little booty kicked in whenever we came here.
My lower back hurt the next day. It'd been a while since like my back hurt like that. It was a lot, but it was fun.
Has it been a while since your back hurt like that?
Yes. It's been a while. Rub it in, why don't you? Fuck you.
Oh, God damn it. I'm sorry. I meant to boo.
It's fine.
I meant to boo. Is it this one? No, that's the Bing. It doesn't matter. But while we were here, they brought out a few Taco Bell sauces whenever you were eating. Yeah. And I was like, damn it. This is my time to shine, because I don't know. This is my question to everybody.
Okay.
Am I the only person that hoards Taco Bell sauces?
No.
Okay, sick.
You are definitely not.
I have
the amount of people that they were cracking up when we were handing out the little Taco Bell sauces with food. They're like, I have a whole drawer of these at home.
Yeah, okay.
Like that is a very normal thing.
Okay, yeah.
I have a bunch in my car.
Oh, hell yeah.
I do other like takeout things or go to other fast food restaurants and I'll use the Taco Bell sauce on them.
Oh yeah. So
they're universal, babe.
Funny is I used to keep in my driver's side door, I used to keep a bunch of sauces because I was forgetful and lazy. But also there was this guy who got lost in like the wilderness or something.
Did he eat Taco Bell packets?
He survived off of all of the sauces in his car. So don't feel bad about hoarding sauces in your car. It could save your fucking life.
That's amazing.
So I keep that motherfucking thing on me. We were having a conversation. I was like, Katie was like, damn bitch, you could have brought all your fucking thousand sauces with you. And
we had a whole ass fuking Cambro full of them.
Oh, okay.
So if you wanted more, we could have gotten more.
I was just happy to be here at that point. Yeah. But no, it was delicious. They had like a Mexican pizza is my favorite thing on the Taco Bell menu.
That was really
What's
good
yours?
Too. Oh, what's mine? The beefy 5-layer burrito.
Period. Mm-hmm. Let us know what yours is. Let us know. Also, it said that there was a Baja Blast cocktail. Was that a lie? Or was it off the menu?
It was a lie. Where did it say that?
It said something like Baja. It's literally said something like about Baja Blast.
On the menu?
No, not on the menu. No, it was like on like the whatever they posted online.
Oh no. We were talking about it. It just never came to fruition.
That reminds me of the cantina. We have a Taco Bell cantina on Broadway. It's not on Broadway. It's off Broadway. Mm-hmm. And you can get like a boozy Baja Blast.
Yeah.
Like slushy. I was going to say shake. Delicious. I've been.
I do want to hear like your crazy bitch story from the other night.
Oh,
and then I have a bunch of don't fucking do's.
Okay.
So let's get into it.
So oh God, this was...
So this was literally just 2 days ago. This is when I came in.
Yeah, that's when so prior to this, the last people that I had served, I was a server at the time, that they were certified the worst guests that I've ever had to deal with ever. I was working at a seafood restaurant. These two men were just like berating me in person, whatever.
Ew.
This woman blew them out of the water. So this, I don't know, upper 60s. She looked good for her age, I have to say, because she came in dressed, she had a little dress on, had these cute little kitten heels on. Like I think she had like Cartier bracelets on. Like she obviously had money.
Yeah.
Money doesn't give you class, though, bitch.
Facts.
And she comes and sits down. She comes to the back bar and she's like, is this like a smoking bar back here? I said, yeah. And she was just like, I can't do this. And I was like, that's okay. Like
the other bar doesn't.
We were chill. I was like, girl, don't you worry about it. Mm-hmm. It's all good. We can go to the front bar. Do you want me to get you a drink now? And then you can bring it back to the front. Like, what do you want to do? And she was like, yeah, I'll take a drink. This fucking bitch orders she asked me if I VO. No, ma'am. No VO here. Then she asked me, she was like, Crown? And I was like, yeah, I got Crown. And she's like, can I get a Crown Old Fashioned press? Huh?
So explain to the listeners what a press is.
So for those that don't know what a press is, it's literally...
Most of the time, I always get like orders of a vodka press.
Yeah.
I've never had an old fashioned press.
Yes. So
that was news to me when she was telling me this. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's stupid. Like when she said it, I was like, does she know what she's fucking ordering? So a press is essentially whatever, half soda, half Sprite. So she wanted me to make it old fashioned and then top it off with Sprite and soda, whatever. So then I give her I topped it off with like, we don't have simple at our bar. So I literally just put Sprite in people's old fashions.
That's so funny.
Yeah. We have a pre-batched out one, but if it's not pre-batched out, like you just have to have a little something. So I did a little bit of that and a little bit of soda. I didn't top it off because it just felt wrong.
Yeah.
So I give it to her and she looks at me and she goes, this looks a little red for me. And I said,
there's bitters in it.
There's bitters in it, babe. Could be that. And she was like, I was like, you let me know. She drinks it and she grabs it just randomly. She was acting erratically in the very beginning, but I didn't catch on because I was just like, whatever. She grabs my arm. She goes, I love bitters. And I'm like, okay, sick,
good.
Bitch.
Then you ordered the right drink, love.
So then she's like, I'm going to go inside. She goes inside and she sits at the very end of the bar. It was so slow on this night. So I was in the back bar hanging out. Jen was in the front bar. I just didn't really think anything. I just didn't think about her for a minute. And so I'm in the back bar doing whatever. I walk back in and Pat, shout out to Pat. Sorry.
That's embarrassing.
My bad. Shout out to Pat. I fucked up and played the intro.
Jill.
Sorry. Pat is like, that lady's down there cussing Jen out. And I'm like, oh shit, how did we get here?
Yeah.
So she was upset that like, I guess Jen wasn't speaking. I don't know. She said by the time I got over there, she was like, it took 45 minutes for me to get a drink. What's going on in this bar? She's talking down to me, talking at me. And I'm like, okay. At this point, you just got to let people talk.
Because that's what all they want to hear is that they just want somebody to listen to them when they're bitching.
So she basically tells me it took 45 minutes for her to get a drink. Then as she continuously talks, she tells me it turns into 30 minutes and it turns into 20 minutes. And I'm just like, I look at her and I'm like, it's pretty obvious that you're upset right now. I'm going to apologize for her. She wasn't intentionally like ignoring you like that. I'm not going to sit here and just like, I'm not going back and forth anymore. I'm done. Mm-hmm. So then I go to make her a drink and I go to like the end far well because we had already closed the other ones down because it was slow. And she was like, take my glass. And I'm like, no. So I make her a new one. I give it to her. And then she just starts. It was so insane that like this was her third old fashioned and she had been there for, I'd say about 2 hours. So I'm like, okay, like this seems like normal. Like this is probably your limit at this point. Like you're not overserved. And then that was that. And like, then she starts to try to like bitch and moan about how the girls were down there just talking. And I said, well, one of those girls is my bar back.
So she's
never going to serve you, babe. Yeah. That's not her job. And then Sydney, shout out to Sydney. She was the bar back at the time. And she's standing there cleaning a well. And the girl's like, the woman's just like, I think she was on pills or something. I don't know. She starts like slurring her words, like super quick, like in an instant. And she's like, looks at me and looks at Sydney and she goes, is that your daughter? And I go,
damn.
Huh? I said, excuse me?
Like
and
how old?
I go, does she look like my daughter? Bitch. She goes, I don't know. I was looking at the build. That's when I should have kicked her out.
Honestly, I would have kicked her out right then and there.
So then I come to find out
don't you start commenting on my fucking weight or my body or my looks or anything. Well, like you're done. You're done at that point.
Yeah.
Like,
well, so she.
I'm not here for you to analyze.
I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. So I go back out to Jen because Jen after she berated her, Jen disappeared in the back, and I'm like,
Jen was filling me in afterwards, being like, she was saying all this crazy shit about
if she said she was going to buy the bar.
She was a billionaire, and so she was going to buy the bar and fire Jen because she was the worst bartender, which is so not true. And it's like, she was just saying all this wacky shit. Like that bitch. She was just on. Something.
She hoarded her Quaaludes from the 70s and was taking them
and ripped them all that night.
Yeah,
there was so much.
So all that was going on, and Jen tells me all this, and I'm like, she's got to fucking go.
Yeah.
And so it's about to be midnight, and I'm like, no, I'm not entertaining this any longer. I stopped serving her I stopped serving her in general, and then I went to the front bar because she went to the bathroom, stayed in the bathroom for like 25 minutes. I was like, that's cool. The end of it. She's going to pass out in there.
Yeah.
She comes back out and sits at the end of the bar, and she was nursing, earlier in the night, she had gotten a pony. So she's nursing that. And then she looks at me, she slides the pony across the bar, almost falls into my well. I catch it.
That's
and
impressive.
I said, I'm going to give you what? She's like, yeah. She literally was so fucked up. She said, yeah. I'm like, I don't know what that means,
when you can't even
bitch.
form words to order another drink, you're not getting another drink.
I said, you're getting water. That's it.
Yeah.
So then she literally sits there for another 20 minutes, whatever. And then I go up to the bar. I go up to our bouncer, and I was like, she's fucking leaving. She's probably going to put up a fight, but I don't give a fuck. She's leaving. So he's like telling her she's got to leave. And I just hear her go, well, right before this, my DJ, where I work, they only play like 70s, sometimes 80s, 60s, 70s, 80s music. And he's a vinyl DJ.
Yeah.
So he goes over to talk to her. Come to find out later in the night, he has some medical issues. So he was like, he went up to her and he could tell that there was something wrong. And he's so sweet. He grabs her arms because he's looking for like a medical bracelet.
Yeah.
Because some people wear those. And he looks at her and he goes, what did you take?
Yeah.
Are you on medication?
Yeah.
And she just kept going, play Morgan Wallen. Play Morgan Wallen. I was like, Davey, why didn't you tell me this sooner?
Just like get her out of there.
Yeah, so she gets kicked out, and then that's when I'm she's sitting on the front patio, and that's when Nikki starts pulling up, and I'm writing this down. And Nikki's like, I see her editing the note. I said, did you see some fucking stupid, ugly ass wasp white woman outside?
And I said, yes. She was trying to get my attention, and I didn't know if she was trying to be funny and like getting my ID because the door guy was inside. And she was just trying to get my attention. I think she was trying to like maybe ask me to get her a drink or something, but I just ignored her because I was like, I thought it was just some crazy bitch.
It was.
I mean, it was some crazy bitch sitting outside.
So she sat on the patio for another 30-ish minutes, and then our bouncer was like, yo, like, you gotta go. Like, it's time for you to leave. The only thing that got her out of the bar and then off the patio was, he was like, I can call Metro.
Yeah.
And she was like, no.
So I need to call the police, will do it most of the time.
So then she like lies to him, says that she bought an Uber like 3 or 4 times. And, oh, mind you, forgot this very important thing is she said, I own bars all over LA, Green Bay. And I'm like, I bet you do, you delusional fucking hag.
The second that you have to say at the bar, that like, yeah, I own bars, or this, that, the other. No, you fucking don't.
Oh, she also told Jen, I walked back at some point, and she's like, fucking, Jen's killing her with kindness. She's a better fucking person than I am, because I was like not gonna. I shouldn't have to deal with this shit. And she goes, I only have 5 years to live. I have cancer. And I'm standing there at the POS and I go, thank God. 5 years left? God. I wish it was 1. I wish you had weeks, bitch. But
damn.
Yeah. So she finally gets kicked off the patio and she just walks down the street and there was like some sort of sign that she was like hanging on
to. Yeah. We were all watching. A couple of the guys from the Fox were closed down their bar, and we're at that bar too. And so we're all sitting there watching her through the windows as she just like toddles her way down the street. But yeah,
dude, it was
a lot.
It was so insane. And I've been thinking about it. And today I woke up and I was like, I want to be less of a hater. And I'm like, I just can't be. I'm just a fucking hater. And I was really thinking about it.
It like, unfortunately, this industry really does like kind of taint your perspective on like humans in general. And it really, there's so many times where it puts such a bad taste in my mouth when I have to deal with such just terrible, like miserable people.
That's the thing that made me not, because sometimes I'll think about shit and it just like really just festers in my head.
And then it fucks with your head and it fucks with your day. And like, that's not fair.
I was just like, you know what? She's just obviously miserable. She also told Jen that like her son doesn't talk to her. And I'm like, I wonder why.
Yeah, right.
And I was just like, you know what? She just was that shit never happens at our bar ever. So the fact that it was happening, Jen and I were like, what's going on?
I was like, why did it happen the night that we were working?
Oh, also, last thing about this, and then I'm done because I never want to speak about this woman again. So I went up to her after like Jen was like, she's cool. Like she's done being mad. I got her to stop like berating me. And I'm like, okay, the fact that you even fucking we're letting her sit in here is crazy. She came up to me and I said, you doing okay? Like, we good? And she was just like, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And I was like,
so creepy.
All good. We good? And she was like, I've never loved anyone in my life ever. And I literally go, period, queen. And I pointed at her like this. And then I walked away and I said, yeah, Jen, we're done. We're done. We're done with her.
She's got to go.
Yeah. So I hate you, Tori. Her name was Tori. We couldn't get her. She didn't pay her tab.
That was my thing. I was like, I'm sorry. She's refusing to pay her tab and she's refusing to leave the property.
Yeah.
You should have called Metro. That was my thing. I was like, nope, that's when you call the police. You don't even warn the bitch.
I know.
You go, yes, those are 2 criteria that any police officer would have been like, yeah, we'll fix this.
Yeah. So
that would have been, and she's white. She would have been fine.
Yeah, dude. I hate that lady. I hate you. I hate you, lady. So that was that. But I'm happy that it's over. And fuck you, Tori.
Yeah.
Never forget. That was my personal 9/11.
Bye, Tori.
Okay, sorry. Okay,
have a nice life.
I was trying to get that one.
Yeah.
So what's your don't fucking do's?
Okay. So I have a couple don't fucking do's. Literally twice within the last week, I've had people that have come. Okay, so I'm opening at Good Times. What I do is the front door is really annoying to lock from the inside. You have to lock it from the outside. So it's a bitch when you're opening the bar. You have to go around lock it. Cause I like to keep it locked when I'm opening. Cause I'm like counting money and I'm going in and back and forth from behind the bar or like outside or whatever. And so I just don't want somebody coming in and like having access if I'm not at that bar and available.
Yeah. And it's like fucking Old Glory.
It is.
Shit.
So like I always lock the door. So, but the side door has to stay open because I need a way to get in when I'm locking the door from the front. So I literally watched this dude pull up, get out of his car. Also, mind you, this was 3:35, 3:40. We open at 4. So a solid 25 to 30 minutes before we open. And he tries the front door. They're both locked. Surprise, surprise. He goes around the side door and comes in the side door. That also, you don't even know that the side door's there.
The sheer determination of these people.
Yes. And so I'm standing there because because like it's a like frosted front door, so you can see when people are coming up.
Yeah.
And so then he comes around the side door, and I'm just standing there looking at him, and I go, "I'm sorry, sir, we don't open for another 30 minutes. We open at 4 o'clock." He goes, "Well, this door's open, and I'm here now."
No, he fucking. Get out.
The fuck? I was like,
was he old? Was he older?
Yeah, he was like old. I would say like probably 40s. But I was like, I witnessed you watch the front doors and those were locked. Like, what do you expect? Like,
critical thinking.
And I was like, okay, well, that doesn't change anything.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah, we're still open at 4. And he like huffed and puffed and he finally left.
He fucked off.
Literally 2 days later, the same fucking thing happened with a completely different person.
Did the guy come back?
He did not, which I was very happy about.
Good.
I was like knowing him, he would have just like walked in right exactly at 4 o'clock and like been a fucking dick, but he left, which was honestly for the best because I would have been a complete asshole to him from the get-go.
Oh yeah.
Because you already put a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah.
Before we even started.
Terrible first
this
impression.
Interaction. Yeah.
Terrible first impression.
But the same thing happened again. This dude was like, he came in and he's like, "Yeah, I know you're not open yet, but like, I'm just going to hang out here till you are." I was like, "No, sir, you can hang out in your car until we are." Like that's
you're not in here.
Also, like there is a legality thing when it comes to like we have specific business hours for a reason. It's for our liquor license. It's for our insurance. Like you can't just show up before we open or stay after we're closed if you're not an employee of the restaurant, because like if you fall, if you do anything, like it's outside of our insurance range and it's outside of our liquor license.
Yeah.
So like please going forward, like this is such a don't fucking do not show up before a bar is open and expect to get
them
in,
to be open,
or just like, you know, when like you always get those people that are just standing there right like at like 3:49 before the bar, like before 4, and they're standing there at the door like let's go.
I've had people that literally like will look into the
windows
and like as the, like to the right of where they're looking, it says our business hours, and I'm like, babe, back it up and read that.
Oh my god, it's so like, and they see people in there, so they're like, oh well, gotta let us in now. Like, no, that's not how this works. This is a business.
Hate when people do that.
It's so frustrating.
Losers. You're a loser if you do that.
And then my other don't fucking do's were, when I'm handing you your drink, I'm going to put it on the bar in front of you.
Not in your hand.
Please do not meet my hand with your hand and hold my hand to get the drink out of my hand.
And then you're going to fumble it and it's going to fall.
I am placing the drink in front of you. Like I had this person, like this guy, every single time I go to put a drink in front of him, he would just like grab it out of my hand and like touch me. Oh, don't touch me. Don't fucking touch me.
Don't touch us.
And it got to a point where I would like put it at the very end of the bar and then like scoot it towards him like from the back so he wouldn't fucking touch my hand.
Don't fucking touch me.
But don't fucking touch me. I hate that.
That's so funny.
Yeah. Oh, and then I think one more like just little tiny story that like just like cracked me up was the other day. Had this couple came in. They already just looked like annoyed. This is at Good Times as well. They were annoyed that they had to like sit down at a table and then get up and order at the bar.
They didn't have to sit down in the first place.
They didn't. You just come to the bar and order and then sit down. That doesn't make sense to me. Like that's my go-to thing.
Old people be doing that.
They do that, and that's fine. Like, hey, you need some time to look at the menu. You want to sit. You want to find a table. That's cool.
Yeah.
They finally come up, and they have all these questions about the menu. Again, it's a very minimal menu. It's just like burgers, like some sides, a couple salads, a couple sandwiches, and like wings. Like it's a very easy, simple menu. And this dude was like just pissed off that we didn't have bacon for the burgers and this, that, and the other. Like there was always an issue. And so finally we figured out what they wanted to eat, did all the shit.
He's bringing in snacks.
Hello.
Love you.
Love you.
Shout out to Mike.
We just got some free shit.
Yeah, he's bringing us over some snacks.
So finally, like we come to an agreement on what they wanted for food, and I was like, okay, like I'm about to put it in, I'm about to send it. I was like, what can I get you guys to drink? And he goes, I'll take a Coors Light. I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I just have Coors Banquet.
Yeah.
And he goes, you don't have Coors Light?
Nope.
I was like, no.
Sure don't.
I was like, our only domestic that we carry is Coors Banquet. We have a lot of like local, like lagers or like pilsners if you want to try one of those. But yeah, Coors Banquet is our only domestic. And he looks at his wife and he just turns back to me and he goes, we're leaving. And they just left.
Hate them.
Because like, it also,
how dare.
It was me talking to
how
them
dare
for
you not have Coors Light?
A solid 10 minutes, like getting like a food order that they were happy with.
Things that make different generations crash out.
Oh yeah. If like the specific fucking light piss water isn't available with the name brand that you like. Yeah.
Watching them snarl that I don't have Bud Light is just like, you're
exhausting.
You're a bitch.
Like just,
get over it.
Just imagine just being so miserable in life that like the only thing you drink is Coors Light.
Imagine being so miserable in life that you just come to a bar to bully a bartender. Yeah. Like, I'll fucking stab you.
Exhausting.
I won't stab you. For the record,
I'll imagine it. I'll really, really love doing it.
Yeah.
But I won't do it in real life. Again, I'm not going to prison. Jill's going to prison before I do.
No. I hope not. I hope not. I got a life to raise. I got a baby to raise. But yeah, that was some of my bitch out moments of the past couple weeks. Yeah, to round this whole conversation out, it's funny to see what certain things make certain people really upset. Right? And like and again, it's not like I don't try to make everybody happy and make sure everybody has a good experience in my bars, because that's what I love. Like some people just come in. That's why I do this. Like I always get so much joy out of someone having such a great experience and having such a fun time at my bar. Like it really does make it worth it. You want them to come back. And and I also want to tell their friends. Like, and there's so many other things to it, but it does make me so happy when you could like make someone's night and let someone have a great time. Like this is what we do. Yeah. We love it. And so it's just so frustrating and just like demeaning when somebody comes in already in the mindset of they're not gonna have a fun time, they're not gonna enjoy their experience here. Something's always gonna be wrong. Case in point, we literally had on Cinco de Mayo, mind you, so it was obviously very busy and crazy shit was going on, but I had this couple in front of my well. They were older. They were like in their 60s easily. And they just came in with a stank face. So you knew immediately off the bat, you get that vibe. Mm-hmm. And you're like, I know that they're going to have an issue with something. They're going to have a bad time. You could. But it's also like, how did you get here? People, you know? How did you get here? Yeah. Are you lost? Well, the funny thing was, I'll make this short and sweet, but she complained about her margarita and said it was like too sweet, tasted too much like orange. And I was like, I'm sorry about that. She's like, can you add some soda? I was like, absolutely. Like, there's not a lot of room, so I could put a splash in there, but if you still want a little more, I could put it in a larger glass, or we could just make something else completely different that's not as options. Sweet. And I was giving her all these options. Mind you, I'm getting my ass handed to me, but I'm still going out of my way to make sure that she has a drink that she enjoys in front of her. And I told her that, and she just blew me off, scoffed, didn't order anything else, didn't want anything else, and then continued to bitch about the drink in front of her, because they're sitting in front of my well, so like I can't not hear them talking shit. We can fix it, or you can leave. Exactly. Like those were your options, and you chose neither, and then you're just gonna sit here and complain. What the hell? What am I supposed to do? So I just at that point, what the hell? I was like, I give you my options. I'm just gonna ignore you now. They'd already closed out. Like whatever. Oh, they were closed out. Oh yeah. Yeah. Fuck whatever. Bye. Fuck them. And so they DM'd the Pearl Diver Instagram account and was like, your bartender didn't care. Your margarita was too sweet. Blah blah blah. And so I responded. They went out of their way. And they were talking about it in the group chat. They're like, also, mind you, they're like going back and looking at all the DMs that this woman has sent us over the years. Oh, there's been multiple. Over 5 years, this woman has DM'd to Pearl Diver and complained about every experience that she's had since going. And we're at this point, like, maybe this bar isn't for you. Maybe you should stop coming here. Like, there are hundreds of bars. You old raggedy bitch. Clearly, this one is not fitting for you. Do not come back. I swear to God. What if we could fight people? We could, but like, what if we could fight? What if it was like, what if like bartending was like hockey, and like you get just like, because because they just be fighting, and then they're like, cool, and then like you're good. Just like, wham bam, thank you, ma'am. All right. On that note, wow, this was such a good little yap session that we had.
I feel like this is like our version of therapy.
Mm-hmm.
Like we don't need therapy. We just started a podcast so we could bitch.
Yeah, and then all my friends that aren't in the industry can be like, "What?"
And they could all agree.
Yeah.
And understand where we're coming from. That's lovely.
Love that. We feel better. I hope you guys feel better.
I do too. I feel alive now.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Great.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah. Thanks for listening to us. Before we go, remember we have our phone number. So if you have any fun, crazy stories, experiences, whatever the fuck,
you can text it. You can call it.
Text call. 347-927-8333.
That's 347.
Make sure you follow us on Instagram. I was going to say Twitter. We don't have a fucking Twitter. Instagram, TikTok.
Yeah.
At Wasted Truth Pod.
And YouTube.
Oh, yes.
So you can follow the full video on YouTube. Watch that every week. And then I always just pick out some like little funny bits from everything and make reels and TikToks. So.
Yeah, we love it. We're trying to, let's take over the world, babe.
We're working on it. We're coming for you.
And make sure that you follow me at Jilly Vanilli with 2 eyes. You can follow Nik at
Nicolette, K spelled Nikoletette. Okay.
And remember that we love you. And
your hair looks great. The fuck?
Remember that your hair looks great.
This isn't like our 30-something episode or anything.
And we love you.
Bye.
And if you don't tip 20%, your mama is a hoe.
Fast. Fuck your Coors Light, bro.
Fuck your life. Oh.